we're here with Mason Rowland, head coach Taylor Wagner, and Olivia Reed after the 74-59 win over CSU Pueblo. Coach, start with you. Just your thoughts on the game tonight.
Yeah, the first game back is always scary as a coach because you don't know, do we have a bunch of cobwebs? Have we lost our edge? And I thought the girls came out and played a phenomenal game, and I thought they were locked in. And we had a great week of practice, and it carried over to tonight.
Mason, career high 30 points for you tonight. Congratulations on that. Just talk about the game from your perspective. You kind of had a run of points that coincided with your team building the lead in the second quarter, and it seemed like you just sort of took over the game offensively from there tonight.
I just think we worked really hard this week defensively, and defense just fuels offense, and so everybody was just getting after it on the defensive end, and I just happened to be the one on the offensive end putting it in, but everybody did a good job tonight.
And Olivia, for you, you could just talk about the challenge. They like moving the ball inside a lot. They have a lot of interior presence. The conference's leader in blocks entering the game. Just talk about the challenge in facing that matchup inside and how you thought you were able to go against it tonight.
Yeah, they're a really talented team for sure, and just more athletic than us and bigger than us, and so that can be a tough matchup. And I think it's just important to move on to the next play and not get caught up on the little things that you can't control, and just mentally just staying in the game and being tough.
Questions?
So, Coach, we talked, you really kind of wanted to see that step up in defense, and I thought really tonight that happened because the offense took a little while to get going and just, first game back. But what did you see defensively that you could do against them to try to shut them down a little bit?
Well, specifically the second quarter, I thought we were really active, and we struggled in the end guarding those posts, but second quarter we were getting deflections and just making them really work, and I just felt like the girls were really locked in, and that's kind of what we've been preaching the last week and a half since we've got back from the break, is our defense needs to get better. We need to make them take tougher shots, and I think for 3 quarters the girls did a pretty good job defending them and taking them out of their game and making them take tough shots.
Saying, Olivia, you and Little, you come in leading the conference in double-doubles. You're right there with each other. What was the key against her? She's going to get her points, but you guys made her take 27 shots to get her points.
Yeah, I think just like I mentioned earlier, just staying mentally locked in and just understanding she's a very good player and very athletic and skilled, and she has it all, and just understanding that she's going to get hers, but trying to limit what we can, and just moving on to the next play when stuff doesn't exactly go how we want it to.
Do you approach it any differently when you've got somebody that big and that talented going up against you, or you just try to take what you can get?
Yeah, I try not to. I try to just obviously see what's there and what's not and what's working, but I try to treat everything the same.
And Mason, you had a couple of rough games before Christmas. It just looked like maybe just a little more rested and a little more understanding what college basketball is now that you've got 13, 14 games under your belt.
Yeah, I just think I need to let the game come to me and not force anything that's not there, and just help. If I need to be a facilitator, that's what I'm going to do. If I need to get after it defensively, that's what I'll do. But I just want to be the best team player that I can be. So just get after it in any way I can.
Couple moves there inside. You got big girls there, and they got you a couple of times. But there were a couple of times when you actually made a couple of moves, got them kind of out of sorts, and were able to go around them. Was just kind of something that you were reading.
I think as a smaller guard, you just gotta get them off their feet and then go with what they give you. So if you get them off, then just go the other way or go right through them, whichever one is right there.
Yeah. And your kids didn't back down. They made a couple of runs, and then you just kept going back at it. They kind of threw a couple of different wrinkles at you defensively, and the kids did a nice job kind of figuring out what to run.
Yeah, especially at the beginning, they kind of threw some things, and I thought we handled it good. The thing we always tell our team is when they do different defenses, we're going to score differently. the shots are, you're going to get shots, but the looks will be different. It won't be a certain play that we drew up. It'll be something moving the ball or, you know, a back cut, and that we've just got to look for those opportunities a little bit more, because sometimes we're like so focused because of how many sets we run. I just feel like we've got to, when they do those, we've just got to play basketball, and whatever they give us, we got to take, and then just be able to hit those shots.
Are you two kind of figuring out that's how these wrinkles can work? I mean, he'll call one play, but you know you have so many options off every set. Is it coming a little easier now?
Yeah, I think so. I think we tend to kind of get into, like, we become robotic is what I'm trying to say. And just, I think it's important to realize and remember that we're all able to get good looks and just play basketball and not be robotic and just, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I just think sometimes we get so focused on the sets when really we just need to go out and move the ball, and then the cuts are going to be there, the open shots are going to be there. It's just we have to be patient enough to wait for it.
You got a little more out of your bench tonight. I mean, Michaela came in and gave you some good minutes, especially defensively, I thought. You know, she's not looking to score yet, but she's hustling out there. It looks like you're trying to stretch that
Yeah.
bench a little bit more.
She had a great week of practice, and you know, that was one thing I noticed all week. I'm like, okay, she's doing everything we're asking for, and you know, it's great to have her out there, and I really feel like too we've got to even get deeper, and so that's kind of what we're looking for, and we're hoping those girls in practice kind of prove it Monday through Thursday and say, hey, coach, like I'm ready to go out there and compete on Friday and Saturday. So those are the biggest things that, you know, we want, because you're not going to win it with just 7 kids. It's just not going to happen. And we've got to get deeper and be ready. And the girls, you know, I thought, like I said, Michaela was just awesome tonight on the defensive side. And she had a great, you know, that once she got out, we threw it up ahead, and she got a layup out of it. And she does that in practice too. So it's kind of fun to see her get out and do the things that she does well in practice, carry over into the games.
Okay, I'm good.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks.
Guys.
Yeah.